Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling what's probably one of the most intense, emotionally loaded financial decisions you are ever going to make. I mean, whether you're up scrolling Zillow at midnight or just staring at your savings account, kind of wondering if you're falling behind, the societal pressure surrounding homeownership is absolutely massive. It feels like adulthood, right? It feels like success. But today, our goal is to replace all that guilt and anxiety with pure objective math. So, let's jump right in.
We've all heard it, haven't we? You're sitting at dinner and someone casually drops this gem. Honestly, renting is just throwing money away. Your parents nod, your coworkers totally agree, and that one friend who bought a house 6 months ago emphatically agrees, even though, he now spends every single weekend looking emotionally defeated in the plumbing aisle of Home Depot. You see friends posting pictures of their shiny new house keys on Instagram, and suddenly your perfectly fine apartment feels like a financial failure. It is so easy to feel anxious and like you're just miles behind everyone else.
So I gotta ask, is buying actually always the smarter move? I really want to challenge that core assumption today. The truth is, buying isn't always smarter, and renting isn't always a waste. The real answer? It depends entirely on math, timing, lifestyle, and a massive factor most people completely ignore, your psychology. Because while a house absolutely can make you wealthy, the wrong house, bought at the wrong time with the wrong numbers, well, that can quietly trap your money for years.
Here is our agenda for today. 1. The emotional real estate trap. 2. Uncovering the hidden costs. 3. The unrecoverable cost shift. 4. The opportunity cost multiplier. 5. The psychology of homeownership. And finally, 6. Your 6-step buying framework.
Section 1. The emotional real estate trap.
The absolute biggest mistake people make is comparing rent directly to a mortgage payment. Honestly, it's like comparing a basic gym membership to building an entire custom gym in your basement. We have to stop viewing rent as throwing money away. Renting is buying a service. You're paying for shelter, you're paying for maintenance that is literally not your problem, and most importantly, you're paying for flexibility. If your job changes, you just move. Now, buying obviously has incredible appeal. You get that feeling of adulthood, profound stability, and yeah, you can paint your walls literally any color you want. But we absolutely must separate that emotional desire from the cold, hard financial reality.
Section 2. Uncovering the hidden costs.
Because the true cost goes way, way beyond just a loan payment. Let's do a direct side-by-side comparison. Imagine you're deciding between an $1,800 a month apartment and a $400,000 house. You put $40,000 down. At a 6.5% interest rate, your principal and interest is roughly $2,275. Not too bad, right? But wait, let's look at the real buying column. You have to add, say, $400 for property taxes, $150 for homeowners insurance, and you gotta budget at least 1% of the home's value for maintenance, which breaks down to about $333 a month. Suddenly, buying that $400,000 house doesn't cost $2,275. It costs $3,115 every single month. That totally shatters the illusion that a mortgage is just slightly more than rent.
Section 3. The unrecoverable cost shift. You see, the real debate isn't actually rent versus mortgage. It's about unrecoverable costs on both sides. So what exactly is an unrecoverable cost? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. Money spent that does not build equity and never, ever returns to your pocket. People love to point out that rent is 100% unrecoverable. And hey, they're right. But buyers conveniently ignore that homeownership comes with its own massive pile of unrecoverable costs too.
Just think about these hidden money pits. When you buy, you're throwing money away on mortgage interest, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Oh, and random $9,000 water heaters that apparently just love to die right before Christmas. Plus, in the early years of a 30-year mortgage, your payments are heavily skewed toward interest, meaning you are building equity very, very slowly. And if you decide to sell your house quickly, say after just 3 or 4 years, the massive transaction and closing costs can completely wipe out whatever profit you might have made from the home going up in value.
Section 4. The opportunity cost multiplier.
So if renting is cheaper on a monthly basis, what happens to the difference? Well, this number is jaw-dropping. In our earlier example, renting was $1,800 and buying was $3,158. That is a monthly difference of $1,358. If a disciplined renter takes that exact difference of $1,358 every single month and invests it into a low-cost index fund at an average return of 7% over 30 years, it could grow to over $1.6 million. No joke. This proves that renting can mathematically beat buying, but only provided the renter actually invests the savings.
And there's another massive opportunity cost we have to talk about, your down payment.
When you drop $40,000 on a house, that money is locked. It is trapped in a single, highly illiquid asset. You can't easily access it to start a business, invest in the stock market, or jump on a major life opportunity. Your capital basically loses all its flexibility.
Section 5. The Psychology of Homeownership.
But here is the major plot twist. Those numbers, they only favor the renter if they actually have the discipline to invest the difference, rather than just spending it on Amazon orders and vacations. Let's look at a tale of two very different people. Person A is the fragile buyer. They caved to social pressure, bought a house they could barely afford, and totally drained their emergency fund. When the roof needs repairing, they are incredibly stressed. They technically own a home, but they feel broke every single month, and they've completely stopped investing. Then there's person B, the strategic renter. They use renting as a tool. They keep their housing costs low, remain flexible, consistently invest that monthly difference, and build a rock-solid emergency fund. By the time they do buy, they're buying from a position of absolute financial strength. The house doesn't own them, they own the house.
However, we do have to acknowledge why homeownership still works brilliantly for so many people. It's because a mortgage is essentially forced savings. Let's be real. Most people won't meticulously invest the difference if they rent, but when you buy, the bank forces discipline onto you. A mortgage acts as a financial anchor that prevents rampant lifestyle inflation, mostly because half your fund money is automatically eaten up by your housing payment every month.
Section 6. Your 6-step buying framework.
Okay, so how do we actually make sense of all this for your specific situation? It's time to stop using vibes and start running precise numbers. Here is your actionable checklist. Step 1. Calculate the real monthly cost of buying. Add in those taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs. Step 2. Compare that total to your current rent. Step 3. Be brutally honest with yourself. Assess your investment discipline. Are you actually going to invest the savings if you rent? Step 4. Check your time horizon. If you aren't staying put for at least 5 to 7 years, buying is highly risky. Step 5. Protect your emergency fund at all costs. Literally, do not drain it for a down payment. And Step 6. Ignore the social pressure. Your friends' Instagram posts do not know your bank balance. A house should support your life, not act as a financial prison dressed up with granite countertops.
I want to leave you with this final thought. When you truly understand the math, all that societal pressure, it just starts to fade away. You realize you aren't behind just because you rent, and you aren't automatically ahead just because you buy. You are ahead when your money decisions match your actual goals. So before you sign a lease or a 30-year mortgage, run your numbers and ignore what impresses everyone else. Ask yourself, what decision makes your future self breathe easier? Because at the end of the day, the real flex isn't owning a house. The real flex is owning your financial future.